and gentlemen, without much ado, make welcome Mrs. Juliet Warrior Oladiti, the president and founder of School Leaders Academy. Let me quickly unmute her mic. All right, Ma, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vitri, for that warm welcome. This was such a warm introduction. Thank you for dedicated group of educators. It is with quick get into the meeting. Mr. Vitri, please, can you give me permission to share my slides? Hello. Okay, thank you. I see that. Give me a minute while I share my slide, and we are here for classroom management strategies that we can use to help have a better class and better class coordination. So give me a moment while I share my screen. Okay, if you can see my screen, I would like you to say something in the chat. I can see your screen, that will be enough. If you can see my screen and you can hear me clearly, I'd like us to please respond. Let me know that you can see my screen and you can hear me. Thank you, Mr. Taki. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I see that. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, we begin. Classroom management. You are looking at, thank you, Mr. Abdul Latif. I see your message clearly. Thank you very much. Thank you. Is it Mrs. or Miss Eunice? Thank you. I see that. Okay, so let's get into it. Classroom management, you are looking at proven strategies for managing behavior and maximizing teaching. Our objective for this class, very simple. We have just two objectives. What classroom management really is. We are going to look into that. And then we are going to look at strategic systems for managing behavior and maximizing teaching. Just two objectives. What really is class management? And then what are the strategies that we can use to manage behavior and maximize teaching? All right, so this is going to be interactive. I'd like us to please respond. There is a picture of a classroom and a teacher. I'd like you to see, what do you think is happening here? What is your perception? What can you conclude? Did you know what's happening here? I need us to talk. This is a classroom and this is a teacher. So we call it classroom A and teacher A. So what is happening here? What can you see? Yes, I'm waiting in the chat to see what we think. I encourage every one of us to please participate. Yes, to help me know that we are together. What can we see? There's a teacher in a class, yeah. What is happening in this classroom? Okay. Okay, I'm waiting. Let's talk, let's contribute, let's participate. Anyone willing to build the card? Thank you. I see that both teachers look stressed. The pupils are distracting the teacher and the teacher is confused. Thank you. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That will do. How about this? Let's take a look at this. Thank you, Mr. Abdulatif. I see that. Learners are throwing things at the teacher classroom. Yes, thank you. Okay, so what can we say of classroom B and teacher B? Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's happening in classroom B? So this is classroom A. We have seen what is happening here. What is happening in classroom B? What is the difference between classroom A and classroom B? What is the difference between teacher A and teacher B? What is the difference we can see? I hope you can hear me. Okay, to save our time, let's move it. Thank you. I can see that both the teacher and the pupils are excited. Thank you, Agaga. Proper classroom management. Thank you. So let's move it. The difference between this class, this teacher, this class, and this teacher is the crux of what we want to talk about today. Thank you. Classroom B is having an interactive class and the teacher and learners are happy. Thank you, Mr. Abdulatif. Yes, so we can see here that classroom A is a disorganized setting. There's nothing happening here. There's no learning taking place here. And so I don't know why they're in class. There's no learning taking place. And at the end of the day, the teacher is stressed out. She has maxed out everything. Like she came into school really refreshed, but she will leave with most likely a headache. And then we have here a thriving class, a class bubbling. They are not just learning, they are active, they are participating. You can see their hands up, they are giving responses. The teacher is doing okay. Look at her face. The expression there shows she's relaxed. She's enjoying every bit of this as much as the learner. So what separates teacher A from teacher B? What has teacher B mastered that teacher A hasn't, or probably knows but doesn't use? So that's what we are going to be looking at today, and that is classroom management. Teacher B seemed to have mastered classroom management strategies that teacher A doesn't seem to know or hasn't mastered or hasn't used, even if she knew it. So what is classroom management? Classroom management refers to techniques that teachers use to ensure learners are organized, focused, and productive in the classroom. Management refers to the techniques that teachers use to ensure learners are organized, they are focused, and they are productive. I highlighted that intentionally. The strategies we use to ensure that they are organized, that is, learners know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So there is structure, there is routine, there's clarity. They are focused. Learners can be organized, yes, but they are not focused. When we say focus, we mean they are mentally present and paying attention, not just physically present. So because you can have learners physically present, but they've zoomed off, like they've logged out on you. And then we are talking about productivity. They are not just organized, they are focused, and they are actively doing meaningful work. They are thinking, they are practicing, they are creating. They're creating, they're solving, they're able to complete their tasks to time and correctly. They're asking thoughtful questions. They are productive in the classroom. So classroom management is the strategies that we use to ensure that all of these are in place in our class. And then there is also something that I highlighted here, teachers. It is a strategy and technique that teachers use. I'm going to refer us back to this quiz we had in the group. I'm going to zoom it for us. The quiz we had in the group, you can see if student misbehave repeatedly, is it a student problem, a teacher problem, or a system or leadership problem? And we see the overwhelming tilt towards system and leadership problem. Now, if I also, do the same quiz in maybe a leadership group, I'm very sure there will be an overwhelming tilt towards a teacher's problem, because the teacher is feeling, oh, the management is not helping me enough. The management is thinking, can't you manage your class? Am I the one to manage your class? This is what we pay you for. All of that back and forth. And it is a classic case of there's this popular, it's common around where I grew up. I don't know if it's common around where you live. It says something like, the goat that is owned by everyone eventually dies of hunger, because this person thinks the goat has been fed by that person. That other person thinks this other person has fed the goat, and eventually the goat will die because nobody is responsible for. Right? So this is why I am emphasizing the fact that we are looking at the strategies that you as the teacher can use. We are not, I'm not talking to leaders or school leaders, so I'm talking to teachers, so that your class is not dependent on the failure of someone else to do their job. So even if someone else fails to do their job, how can I ensure that my classroom is thriving? So the success of my class, I don't want it dependent on another person. I want to take full responsibility for my class. Do you understand that? So we are looking at what teachers can do, what is within your control, what is within your control, not what is external, what someone else has to do. What can I do a class teacher, that my classroom is organized, that my children are focused and they are thriving in the learning. All right. So we are going to be looking at proven strategies for managing behavior and maximizing teaching. We say proven because we have used a couple of, I believe, some of us had some strategies used on us when we were growing, and they were effective at the time, I believe, but no longer effective. We have used them too, because that is what was used on us. So we are also using them for learners, believing it will work, but it is no longer effective. So what proven strategies can we use? What are the strategies that are effective right now, that can deliver results? Because those old strategies, most of us know them, corporal punishment, you shout, you scream, authoritative and all of that, they no longer serve the purpose, and that's the truth. They not only not serve the purpose, they can also put you in, serious legal problems, and there are professional issues that we don't want to go into. So what are some of these things that are proven? They are true. They have been seen to work consistently over time. So we are going to be looking at some of them. The first we are going to look at will come up very shortly, but I need us to please participate. Please take a listen, because I will need you to give me feedback on this. Take a look at these three persons. We have individual A, individual B, and individual C. Now, imagine that you bought a plot of land from a real estate company, and you are ready to visit that site to see it for yourself. Now, on the visitation form, you are asked to select your preferred day and choose the officer you would feel most comfortable going with. Which option would you pick? Which of these three persons would you like to go to that visit with? I like your answers. Take a look at them. You have a piece of land that you bought from a real estate, and you want to go check it out yourself, but in the form you have to pick the day you would like to go. You've chosen that. Now you have to choose the officers you want to go with. Who would you be most comfortable to go on that journey, trip, visitation with? All right, so let me hear from us. Okay, thank you. Miss Eunice, I hear option B. Okay. All right, let's get some more responses. B, okay. All right. All right, all right. Thank you. Let's get some more. Thank you, B. Oh, wow. Okay, B's have it. Okay, all right, good. I'm going to let you hold on to, just hold that thought for a while. Let's move. Thank you, Abdul Malik. Thank you. I see Abdul Latif. Thank you. Just hold on to your thoughts and your choices for a while. We'll get back to it. So let's go to strategy number 1. We are going to be looking at just 3 strategies very quickly. So we are going to look at strategy number 1, teacher presence. Teacher presence. That's our strategy number 1. And we are going to be building it on 3 pillars: appearance, competence, and character. Appearance, competence, and character. Now, whether we like it or not, whether we like it or not, people make assumptions, they judge, they make impressions from just appearance. I mean, most of us chose whatever options we chose. Some people did choose B and some chose C. But did you notice that nobody asked about their skill, qualification, competence? I mean, we didn't know anything about them, but we picked simply from what we saw. Do you get that? We picked simply from what we saw, for whatever your reasons that will make you pick whoever you picked. It was based on what your eyes could see. And it's the same everywhere. We are told a book by its cover. But unfortunately, we are wired to do just that. God was speaking when he told his prophet to go check on David, to anoint him. You know what drama that happened there? And he told the prophet, I do not look at the outward appearance, I look inward. We are mortals, we are humans. We are designed to judge based on what we see. So impressions are formed. First impressions are a thing. So as a teacher, as an educator, it is paramount, it is important that knowing these facts, you understand that people make assumptions. People make decisions based on what they see. What should you as a smart educator do? You should do something very simple. Influence that. Influence that impression. How do you do that? Look at the aspect of appearance. Your clothing. Not exactly something expensive. It doesn't have to be something that will break the bank, but does it fit? Is it ironed? Is it neat? Your hair, your nails, your body odor. How do you smell? Your shoes, your posture, all of these are aspects of your appearance that determine if someone will take you seriously or not. Right? Don't judge a book by its cover, but we are wired to do so. Now, let me ask you another question. If you had to take one of these persons to teach your child, who will you not pick? If you were to take one of these persons we have on the screen to be your child's, let's say, teacher, home lesson teacher, who will you not pick? Mr. Amisu, please don't write on the screen. Thank you. Who will you not pick? Okay, thank you. I can see your responses. Thank you. Okay, okay. Thank you. Yes, you don't want to know. Funny thing, he may be the best physics teacher. He may know more than these other persons, but you don't want to know why. His appearance has already given you an impression, and the same thing is happening in the classroom. The same thing is happening in the classroom. Your learners are making impressions. They are deciding if they should take you seriously or not. They are thinking, is this person worth my time, worth my attention? So as an educator, one of the things that you must fix in order for you to get the attention of your learners is your appearance. Learners read you before they listen to you. Yes, so since we can't stop them from forming impressions, influence the impressions that you want created. So that leads us to the second pillar of teacher presence, which is competence. Know your stuff and then some. You have gained their attention, which is fleeting, by the way. You have gained it by your presentation. They are ready to listen to you. You can't open your mouth and talk nonsense. You need to master your subject beyond the basics. You should be able to teach it clearly, explain it clearly, and handle questions without deflection. Oh, I see it a lot. Learners ask you a question, and in a bid to evade, you say things like, that's not in our syllabus, please, my friend, focus on what it is that I'm teaching you, focus on the topic of that. Or the very common one, okay, everybody take it home, it's your assignment, go and do it, research it. And you know what is funny? Students know. They know when you are pretending. They know when you are evading. They know when you don't know. It reminds me of a mathematics teacher we once had when I was in secondary school. he he would solve a particular question, get somewhere in the middle, and we see that he's confused. He's thinking this math is not adding up, and then he rubs the board. He starts again, rubs the board again. At that point, we don't write. We got so fed up that when he's working his sums, we just keep our pen and we are staring at him. When he's done, after rubbing it, say 3-4 times, we are like asking in our mind, is that your final answer, sir? So that we can write, because we can't be canceling our notes. We can't. Now, imagine that. So the next day is coming to class. Please, who do you think will be open to receive? The mindset we have is he doesn't know what he's doing. We won't give him attention. He doesn't have our respect. He cannot manage the class, I'm telling you, because at the time where he's cleaning and asking himself questions in front of the board, we would have to occupy ourselves with other things. Yes. So know your stuff. Know it well. Be competent. Be excellent. You can't be the teacher who skips topics to hide incompetence. You are teaching and you get to a topic where you don't know. You don't have enough knowledge. And because you don't, you skip it and move to the next topic, cheating your learners because of your ignorance. In this day and time of information overload, where you can learn something, you don't have to know everything, yes, but you are responsible for your subject. For your subject, you are 100% responsible. If you don't know that particular part, you can read up, you can learn, you can grow in it. You can't be the teacher who is copying from the textbook verbatim and you are expecting to have class control. It won't work. You copied their notes from the textbook. You read it from the board as a way of explanation. See, if your textbook can replace you, your competence is in question. Look at Daniel. I'm a Christian, so I will allude a lot to scripture. Look at Daniel, a man of excellence. You can see how much he was enthroned, like he was valued across dispensations. Why? Because of an excellent spirit that was in him. See, when you know your subject deeply, you can teach with confidence, and learners respect teachers who know more than the textbook. Yes, and they know it when you do know it. All right. So know your stuff and know others. Competence begins with knowing your content. This is basic expectation. Know what it is you are coming to teach. Know what it is you are coming to do in the classroom. But credibility, you see, that comes from knowing more than is required. For those of us who were at the Edo Teachers Conference, I shared this story. I I came to its class to teach English language to a group of young girls, very smart, I must say. I just got off NYC. I was done with NYC, I think that year, and I was taking that class. And I remember something that happened. In fact, that is where I learned this lesson. Credibility, you have to know more. Don't just say this is my area of expert, this is what I know, and that is all. You are not willing to stretch, you're not willing to grow, no other knowledge excites you. You don't want to learn new things. And so I was teaching them, and then we got into flowers, and they were giving examples of flowers. And this girl was like the best student in the class, the best student in the class. And she gave an example and just said out of the blues, Arachis ipogi. Everybody was saying rose, lily, and all of that. And she said Arachis ipogi. And I turned, I was like, no, that's the botanical name for granite. Yes, so that's not a flower. And I saw the instant adjustment. They exchanged glance at each other. Yeah, they stole glances at each other. It was like they are telling themselves, okay, I think we can trust this person. Do you know what that did for me? It helped me to understand the power of competence. That was something I learned in a Greek, but it was useful for me in that classroom to help with class management. I didn't have a problem in that class. You know why? They believe this person knows what she's doing. I don't just know the subject I'm teaching. I know something else. Be open to new knowledge. Read. Stretch your mind. Keep yourself intellectually alive. Don't shy away from knowledge. Yes, keep company of people who encourage you to grow. Normalize regular CPD, continuous professional development. In fact, is your responsibility as an educator. Yes, you are responsible for growth. You are responsible to grow. Every career person, every professional, you are responsible for your own growth. Normalize it. In fact, there are some systems that they are taking this so important that you have to show proof of CPD hours before you can resume with them for the next term. Yes, that's how serious some schools have taken this. Normalize paying for courses. Yes, I know we like to attend the free ones, yes, if you can afford it. But when you can, please go for paid trainings. Take those courses. You don't have the money, save for it. You don't have to do it all at once. You can save and get there. So the point is, don't just meet the standard, exceed it. As an educator, your appearance must speak standard. And then when you teach, you should teach as someone who knows what he or she is doing. And then the last pillar I want to look at when it comes to teacher presence is your character. You can notice and you see that these are not quick fixes. No, you are not going to be looking at quick fixes in this class. You are looking at things that you can build that are solid foundation, that anywhere in any system, even if you switch roles, you switch profession, in any system, your presence will have weight. And it is that weight that can command respect. Yes, and when there is respect, you are able to manage behavior. So the last pillar we are looking at here is character. Your character is a curriculum your learners will never forget. Your life is the loudest lesson in your classroom. Yes, learners don't just respond to rules, they respond to the kind of adult enforcing the rules. We are very familiar with this. You go to a church and you have seen the pastor doing things he preaches against. How how weighty will his words be? He will say, don't do this, and he's the one doing it. I think that's where we got that saying from, do what I say, don't do what I do also. How heavy will the words of someone who doesn't practice the standard he's expecting, how heavy will those words be? So the question you should be asking yourself is, what kind of person am I? Am I the person who puts myself, who ensure that I meet the standards that I expect? So we are going to be looking at some aspects of character. Fairness. Your learners may be young, but they know it. They know when you are fair. They know when you practice favoritism. When you show excessive, care, excessive attention to the child whose parents usually bring bags of goodies for you. They can see, they can tell. Yes. They know the child that you bring close to your table because of what the parents give you. They know when you are fair. They know when you are partial. There is something that happened in the classroom. You know who was wrong, but of course you can't say because you don't want to get into trouble with the parent of the child and then those are character issues. Those are things that give weightiness or lightness to your person. Then we have integrity. Are you a person of integrity? Or you are quick to compromise? These children don't respect me at all. They don't respect. How are they going to respect you, brother? When they were passing by your house the other day, those your SS3 children, they were passing by your house the other day, and they heard a woman screaming in the compound that you impregnated the daughter. And you want respect, it can't happen. You are going to be shouting in the class, and they'll just, honesty. You made a mistake. You're human. So the child pointed your attention to it, and you are like, oh, yes, I knew. I just wanted to be sure that you people can get it. What is that? It's okay to make mistakes. In fact, you can use it as a learning curve for your learners. It's okay to make mistakes. Yes, you can make mistakes. Thank the child. Oh, thank you for that correction. Thank you so much. You attend to the correction. The child is, there is that sense of, oh, wow. I told my teacher something and he took it. No, you want to protect your ego. No. Consistency. Are you consistent? Are you someone the learners can trust? Your yes is yes, your no is no. Okay, tomorrow we are going to be doing this, and this. And then tomorrow comes. You did not even remember you said you will do this, and this. And they are like, hey, but ma, you said we are going, don't worry, let's change it, let's do something. They are not sure. It's your mood that controls you. It's no, there's no consistency with you. Then beggarly versus dignified. Some educators are professionals at this. I'm not talking the educators here. We are not that. I'm talking about some other educators and are talking about things that I've seen. You're at the gate and you're like, when are you going to bring our Christmas chicken? You're joking, and then the parents think it's just regular joke, and then you repeat it again, putting unnecessary pressure on the parents. They won't respect you. You know what is funny? You know that as a teacher, as an educator, learners talk and you hear, and then you go to the class, the staff room, and you discuss. Sometimes you discuss the learners, you discuss what you heard them say about their parents and all of that. Do you also know that these parents discuss you in the house? Yes, the parents discuss you in front of those children, yes. And so when even within parents, they can be somewhere buying something and they are talking like, Don't mind that teacher. I'm just avoiding her. Every time she's always asking for something. And the children are there, they are listening, they are downloading all this information. And it is affecting how they are seeing you as a person. And you expect that when you come to class and you are teaching, they'll just be remembering all the things that they've heard that their parents are saying. Emotional control versus outburst. Do you control your emotions? Are you in charge of your emotions, or your emotions run their course anytime they want to? You take things personal. A little, and you're talking, do you know who I am? Or, if you do that in your house, don't do it here in my class. You're talking to children. These are all aspects of our character that can reflect on how much our learners will respect us. And I keep hammering on respect because it is respect that will determine whether what you say is received. It is respect that will determine how they treat you. Yes. So when you master these three signals, these three pillars we have talked about in teacher aspirants, that is your appearance, your competence, and your ability. Let's go back to it: your appearance, your competence, and your character. If you can master these three things, I'm telling you, you will gain the respect of not only your learners, but the parents. Yes, they see these things, they hear these things, the learners say these things. You will gain not only the respect of your learners, you are gaining the respect of your parents, and you also gain the respect of school management. I know a lot of educators who say, our proprietors are so rude, they talk to us anyhow, they do this. Inside the school, where they talk to teachers anyhow, there are teachers they also don't talk to anyhow. Have you not noticed? In that school where the proprietor, the proprietress talks to people anyhow, there are some people they never talk to anyhow. Why? If you take a look at it, you will see that these things that we're talking about are already in place. There are some nonsense you will never receive if you put these things in place anywhere, anytime. Change rules, change profession, it is standard. Your learners are less likely to challenge your instructions. Why? They respect you. They trust where this instruction is coming from. And so they are less likely to antagonize it. They are less likely to disturb you. So when you are in class, when you are teaching, you will see that they will be begging the teacher that is coming after you, that please sir, give us 5 minutes, 5 minutes. But if you are the teacher they don't respect, they are not even understanding what you are saying. They are the ones that will remind you, sir, time up. Time up, time up. We have another class. Why? These things. If you master these things, you won't have to experience those. It increases learners' internal motivation to try harder. Yes. When your learners have respect for you, they want to please you. They want you to be happy. I have a teacher like that I go back, I read. I have key points for that subject. I will read. I will read to ensure that I am able to answer questions should he ask me a question in class. So it increases your learners' internal motivation to try harder, to be more, to do that. And this is what we are targeting. This is where we are aiming at, which is why corporal punishment and all of that is not a good, it's not a good and it's not a good or an effective class behavior tool. Yes, because all of those punishments, they are external. They give you the results for a short time. It is short term, because if you take that thing off, the behavior continues. But you see this one, it is an internally motivated decision to not be the distraction in class, to not be the one who gets into the bad book of this particular teacher. So, and this is where we are aiming at. This is where we want to be. We want to raise learners who are internally motivated to do right. Not because I have a cane, not because I have to report them, not because there will be suspension, not because of any punishment, not because of something external, but something internally motivated. All right. So we'll move on to strategy number 2. We've looked at strategy number 1. Please, what is strategy number 1? Can we please comment? I want to show we are following. What is strategy number 1? Okay, I'm waiting. What is strategy number 1? Let's have some response. Let me be sure we are following, that we are together. What is strategy number 1? Okay. Number 1 had 3 pillars. Okay, thank you, teacher presence. Yes, and teacher presence had 3 core pillars. What are the core pillars we examined for teacher presence? Okay. What are the pillars for teacher presence? We have 3 pillars. We anchored teacher presence on 3 pillars: appearance, competence, and character. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, okay, we are moving up to strategy number 2, teacher setup. Teacher setup. Thank you, ma'am Justina. Thank you. Teacher setup. Now you have gotten the attention of your learners. Yes, you have your leg through the door. How do you sustain it? How do you sustain it? That's where this comes in, teacher setup. You're setting up for success. So we have 3 pillars as well for teacher setup. And the first one here is rules and routine. Rules and routines. I will not stress much on this because we are very familiar with this. We are very familiar with these rules and routines. You have to have your rules for your class. Rules tell the learners what is expected, what is allowed, what is not allowed, the consequences for, not doing what you should do. That is what your rules will do. It tells your learners what to do, when to do them, how to do, more like structure for your class. You have your routines, your rituals. What do you do? How do you submit notes? For example, how do you get to take the floor? Do you tap on your desk? Do you put up your hand? How do you get attention? How do you submit your note, for instance? Does everybody get up, just get up and go to the desk, or do you pass it from neighbor to neighbor? How do you keep your bags? Do you move? What is your routine? We have already established, most of us already know that you do this in collaboration with the learners to encourage participation and as well as compliance. So rules and routines, I will not dwell so much on that. I'll move on to the pillar number 2, lesson delivery. Lesson delivery. This is very core because this is where we usually have a lot of the problems for behavioral problems and all of that. So when it comes to delivery, what you want to achieve is that your learners are mentally active. You want to ensure that your learners are mentally active. All your learners are mentally active. I know you're like, oh, you can't get everybody to get them. Keep learners mentally active. Boredom is the root of many discipline problems, the root of many behavior problems. Yes, boredom is the root of many behavior problems. Teacher presence is checked, yes, but to have their attention, you have to teach so well that disruption has no place to grow. And the best way that I know that you can do this is, number one here, capture attention early with a strong lesson opening, a story, maybe a question, an activity, a surprise for something that pulls your learner in immediately. And then once you have successfully done that, you move on to your lesson and you differentiate your lesson. This is key to ensure that all emphasis on all learners are mentally active. You need to differentiate your lesson, differentiate instruction. Now, how do you differentiate instruction? We will need to refer to the UDL principle, that is the Universal Design for Learning. Summarily, what it says is that, educators should be able to teach in a way that reaches all learners, not just the average learner, not just the slow, the fast, all your learners. We all agree, or let me be sure we agree. Please, do we agree that we have different kind of learners in our class? You are educators, you've been in a classroom. Do you agree that there are different kinds of learners in your class, or are all learners the same? Are all our learners the same? If you teach in a class, are all your learners the same? I would like a response. Thank you. Thank you. Are all your learners the same? Thank you, Ma'am Justina. Thank you. Okay, more responses so we can move. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All our learners, thank you. Most of the responses I'm saying says all our learners are not the same, and that is true. We know that we have different kinds of learners. Thank you, Mr. Josh. We know we have different kinds of learners. We have auditory learners. These are learners who connect when you are talking, when you are speaking. Thank you, Miss Pascaline. Thank you, Ma'am Pascaline. All learners are unique. I love that. Thank you. We have auditory learners, learners who learn while you're speaking, while you're talking. They learn, when they listen, when they hear. We have our visual learners, those who learn when they see things, when they see pictures, a chart, a diagram, something they see with their eyes. And then we have the kinesthetic learners, those learners who are very active. They want to do something, they want to touch it, they want to feel it, they just want to be hands-on, they just want to be doing something. Yes, we have those kind of learners. And you even have learners who are very, 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 very good. They are up there. And then you have learners who are coming up, who are struggling, We have those learners. You have some learners who are not, you don't even know the group to put them. All your learners are unique. So how do you ensure that they are all carried along? So UDL says that there is a way to teach, multiple means of engagement, multiple means of representing your learning. Whatever it is you're teaching, multiple means of explaining that thing. You can use pictures. Yes, you teach, you use pictures. You prepare activities for that particular class. The same topic, you're teaching the same topic. You're talking about soil, you have defined soil. You can even turn into a song if you want to. You have your soil types in front of you where the learners can see. You can have them feel, touch, differentiate the texture of activities. So you are teaching the same topic, I'm carrying along with you. It's very imperative that as you plan your lesson, plan your differentiation along. Yes, this is the only way you can try to carry all along. The reason is simple. If you don't do this, you cannot manage your class. Why? If all you do is talk, you are going to lose your visual learners, you are going to lose your kinesthetic learners. Yes, they won't be paying attention because they are not connecting to what it is you're doing. If all you do is picture, you're going to lose the auditory, you're going to lose the kinesthetic. If all you do is activity, you're going to lose the other set. Do you understand that? So you have to find a way to carry everybody along. Differentiate your learning such that everyone can understand it. You can find something that can connect resonate with the way that they learn. Do you understand that? Inclusion reduces interruption because, and I don't mind, of course, it's the devil's workshop. When they have nothing to do, they get bored, they are not connecting with you, you are just talking, and they find something else to do. And that something else will distract you. That is when one child will remember there is a biscuit, one biscuit that he has not finished eating. And so you start looking for it in the bag, distracting your class. Or they start thinking of something to do, start drawing or doing something that they shouldn't be doing at that time. Then there's one other layer that I must add. There's one other layer I must add. Cognitive balance. You can have lesson differentiated. How do I put this so we can, you can have your lesson differentiated, yes, but if there is no, when we talk about cognitive balance, we're talking about how much mental power, how much mental effort, how much brain work is required to do a particular thing. So if you have your classes planned and you do not plan to balance out cognitive load, this is especially because you know that you have high performing learners and low performing learners. So you need to ensure that, for example, whatever your illustration is, it is not so shallow that only the low performing learners are connecting with you, because high performance would have tuned that it's too basic for them. And then you also want to be sure that it is not so advanced that only the high performers are connecting and then the low performers are frustrated because they don't know what you're talking about. I have a teacher that taught us mathematics too. It wasn't mathematics, physics. He would come to the board and just very good. He was very good, but he could not carry us along. He would just write a lot on the board, and we have just maybe like 3-4 persons in the class that he carried along. They were good. They were the gurus of mathematics. He was a guru, very good, but he would just focus on those things. They are just giving him answers, and he just, with the rest of us, we are just onlookers in the class for that subject. And so we will not connect because we are not following, and then it causes frustration. You are just like, as if I don't know, maybe I will never be able to know it. You start giving these children, this feedback like they're not good enough, they can't keep up. When what you're supposed to do is balance it out, give levels, and that's where Bloom's taxonomy comes in. If you have the time, you can go read it up. Some of us are already familiar with it. It shows us different levels of mental effort that is required. We have the low order level of thinking, we have the higher order of thinking. At the very base here, if you can see the picture here, we have remember. This is like the lowest level. The recall. For instance, I'm teaching is a topic now, and I can tell them what is a noun. Most of the learners should be able to give me that, right? That is recall, because they are most likely going to just tell me what I have told them. They are just going to give me back. I can say list examples of nouns. These are simple levels. These are things that almost all the learners can do. But then if I move up to give me 5 sentences with 5 proper nouns. Now that is at a level different from where we are coming from, because now the child will have to sit back to differentiate what a proper noun is. It is different from concrete, different from abstract, different from common, different from countable. The child will have to sit down to think. Now that is mental power. They need more mental power to do this. When you have finally identified what the proper noun is, then you start to come up with examples of your own. And then when you're done with examples of your own, you need to now give me sentences using those examples. Do you see the difference in brain power required for such level? So as educators, while we are delivering our lectures, plan this in, carry all your learners along, give questions, give assessments that will cater for all these learners, such that the ones who are the high flyers, will not follow you immediately you are done writing the question on the board, for example. They will just follow you with the answer because they are done. And then when they are done, there's nothing else to do. They will disturb your class. And then you don't give assessments that the low performance will be struggling with and will be frustrated and will just cover their book, not doing anything, not wanting to learn, and then they will start disturbing as well. So ensure that there is that level of balance when you deliver your lesson. That way you can carry everybody along, the auditory, the kinesthetic, you can carry the top performance, those who are the middle, those who are yet to pick up. Everybody can be doing something. All right, so you can engage everyone at their level. So the next one we want to look at is organize your instructional materials before class begins. That's one way you can help your class management. You can't come to class, you need sandy soil, you need loamy soil, you need clay soil. You don't have it in class. Class has started. You start running around looking for those things, wasting precious time. Before you come, what do you think the learners will do? They've logged out, They've gotten something else to fill the time. Or you need to use your projector or your smart board, or you did not make arrangement for the things that you need. Will there be power for my class? Will there be power at the time I need to use it? Nothing is prepared for, and then you come to class and then you are running around. That scatteredness, that disorganization will affect your class. A disorganized teacher will usually produce a disorganized class. So set up for success. Capture their attention, differentiate your instruction, and ensure that you have your materials available and ready for when you need to use it. Then also, there are some other strategies that I believe we can use that can help you engage your learners. We have things like having your learners come up to the board, to solve problems, to talk, to give their opinion, have presentations like we see in the second picture here, then have them hands-on. We've talked about the hands-on activities. When they are busy, when they are engaged, they won't have time to look for trouble. They won't have time to do other things. Look at this little child trying to fix, this. The child will give it maximum attention. So hands-on learning is something that you cannot do without. Ensure that you incorporate this as you teach. Then we also have things like, make lessons come alive. Make it practical. Let them see it. Make it come alive. And then you can go on field trips. You can see the last picture here. Let me zoom it. The learners are outdoor. Education can happen anywhere. Learning can happen anywhere. You don't have to sit down in your classroom for you to be teaching. You can be outdoor. Take them on field trips. Let them see things. Just play around with all of this strategy. Don't be one, just one particular pattern that they know that you would do. So please ensure that in order to manage your class, you need to ensure that your delivery is spot on. All right. So we are looking at the next one, which is relationship, which is empathy. This strategy number 2, we are looking at it from 3 core pillars. We are talking about your rules and routines, and then we've talked about your lesson delivery, and now we are looking at relationship. Now, this is so important. I called it empathy for a reason. Learners don't only remember what you taught, they remember how you treated them while teaching it. Learners don't only remember what you taught, they remember how you treated them while teaching it. See, relationship is not something that you leave to chance. Like most of us know, for the teachers, the educators who have taught you, those you liked, you tried your best for them. And why did you like them? They showed a level of care. You could trust them. They were good to you. Right? So remember to care sincerely and genuinely. Your learners can perceive when it is fake. So please genuinely care for the learners. When you care for them, you will see that they will open up to you. They can talk to you in your class. If you care for your learners, that is when they can be bold enough to tell you they don't understand, because they trust your reaction. You are not going to respond with hate or, with so much condemnation. They can share things with you. They can say, I don't understand, knowing that you won't judge. Something happened in a place where I worked. I'm going to give you that story, and you're going to see what I mean by genuinely caring for learners. There was a learner who needed to pay for the final exams for that level. And then the child's parents was reached, and the parents said they didn't have the fund. All right. So this particular teacher reached out again to the parent, but this time for the money of the party, like the party you have after you have written the exam. And so the parents paid. And this particular teacher recorded it as payment for party. And when I found that, I actually found out on the day of the exam. When I found that, I was furious. I had to go ask her, how do you collect payment for a party and the exam that qualifies the child to attend the party wasn't paid for? If you understand this, you understand what I mean by care, empathy. The normal proper thing is to, at least, even if you reach, now imagine the parents would want to pick up the result and they will be told that their child did not write the exam, and the money for the party was more than the money for the exam. Does it make sense? Does it make sense at all? Does it make sense? There is no encouragement. Like, you, it is well. I see your response. It is well. It doesn't make sense at all. That is what I mean by care. You don't care for the learner, you care for your school. Now, if the parents, I'm sure when they eventually will find that, all they will know is you care for yourself, your money, your school. You don't care about my child. I mean, a child who has gone through your school, paid fees from the beginning of, that particular stage of learning to this very last class that will qualify the child to have concluded this stage of learning. No push, no encouragement, but you can collect the money without even, I'm sure probably somehow they may have forgotten that they didn't pay. And you just reminded them, so how much? And then how will you feel if you are the parent of that child? Now, think about this also. I was the particular, was it a victim? I don't know. So I had a teacher, he did something for me that I cannot forget. This is over over 15 years, and I can still remember it. I can still talk about it. We wrote exam. Was it an exam? It was a test, the continuous assessment, maybe first or second test. We wrote that test. It was my government paper. And then for some reason, I don't know, some classmates of mine tore the page where I wrote my answers. It was a workbook, tore the page out. And so the teacher was marking, and when it got to my script, he saw that the page was torn. And guess what he did? He came to the class the next day or 2 days after and told the class that for this wicked act, whoever did it, he's going to give me, it was over 15 then, he's going to give me 14 over 15. He knew I wrote that test, but for whatever reason, whatever the person wanted to achieve will not be possible, will not work. And so he gave me 14 over 15. If you are me, how will you feel? How will you feel? He showed me, do you know, I felt, I mean, he didn't see my script. It's not his business. He could give me, an absent, zero, whatever. But he chose to to show that level of empathy. Those things don't leave. No, they are lasting impressions. So learners don't only remember what you taught, they remember how you treated them. When learners begin to approach you freely, when they begin to ask you questions without fear, when they can share their struggles, when they can seek your opinion and help, it's a sign that something important has happened. You have built trust through care. And this is not something we should play with. Okay, so we have concluded strategy number 1 and strategy number 2. Strategy number 1, we looked at teacher presence and we looked at it under 3 pillars: your appearance, competence, and then the last one, we looked at what? What was the last one, please? Someone should remind me the last one for strategy number 1. And then we look at character. Yes, thank you. We looked at character. And then we looked at strategy number 2, which is what? Someone should help me. Strategy number 2. We looked at 3 pillars as well. Yes, I'm waiting. Thank you. Strategy number 2. Are we together? Are we following? Thank you. Setting up for success, teacher setup. We look at 3 pillars. What are the 3 pillars that we looked at? What are 3 pillars for setting up for success? We look at rules and routine. Yes, that to establish structure for your class. What is the second thing we looked at? Thank you. Lesson delivery. And the last, thank you. We looked at relationship. Those are core. Thank you. Those are core. Good. We are together. We are following. So we are looking at the very last strategy that I want to talk about today. This is not like an exhaustive list, but these are foundational. If you get them right, you will not struggle with class management. The class will manage itself. All right, so we are looking at number 3. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I see that. We are looking at strategy number 3, social intelligence. Social intelligence. Thank you, Galaxy Note 8. Please, you can change your name so we can call you by name. Thank you. All right, so we look at strategy number 3, social intelligence. Now, this one is for tough, rebellious environments. There are some of us educators here who, okay, I will. There are some of us who have taught in schools that, these things that we are talking about can work, but there are some schools that management is weak. I mean, there is zero structure for the school, and you are in a class full of older, rebellious learners. Some may even be cultists, rebellious. So in settings like this, you can't get results by trying to fix everything, you will get better results by strategic influence. Yes, you will get better results in this kind of setup where leadership will not back you up for anything. There is so much lawlessness. When there is no law, there is no sin. So there's lawlessness. So how do you get results? Remember, we are looking at strategies that we can apply by ourselves that is not exactly 100% dependent on what another person will do. So how can you help yourself to achieve your goal in a classroom like this? Yes, so we are looking at social intelligence. Yes, strategic influence. So the first thing that you must know when you come to a room like this, a class like this, never fight for power in public. Never fight for power in public. Don't be found fighting learners. You are screaming, they enjoy when it is public. They want a showdown. They can fight you. You don't want that to happen. to show that, hey, I'm your guy here. If you don't do what I say, don't do that. Those things don't move them. In fact, they want you to do it so that they can do nonsense. Don't do it, you should do. Read the room. When you get into classrooms like that, you want to observe, you want to study, you want to collect data that you can arm yourself with. Yes, you want to see who the EF Hilton is. I learned this from Laws of Leadership, I think. He talked about the EF Houghton. EF Houghton is the person with influence in the class. I'm using a classroom now. The person with influence, the person who everybody listens to, the person who everybody, naturally just tilt towards. Like when he says something, everybody is shaking their head. Look for that person. Read your room. Look for that person. You want to make that person your ally. Yes. You're not encouraging bad behavior. No. You want to, how do I put this now? You want to redirect that strength, that leadership. You want to redirect it. Yes, because they can help you. See, the person that can destabilize your class can help you to stabilize it. Read the room. Look for these persons. Look for patterns. What do they like? What are they passionate about? What do they talk about? What is interesting to them? When you've captured all this data, use it in your classroom. How? Speak their language. What do I mean by speak their language? Do I mean start saying the slangs they use or the colloquial expressions they use? No. Speak the language that they understand. When you are teaching, incorporate things that interest them. If, for instance, you want to teach, let's say I'm teaching an argumentative essay to that SS3 class, for example. Instead of write for or against wearing uniform to school or not wearing uniform to school, they are not interested. Some of them don't even want to wear. Look for topics that can align with things that are trendy, things that they relate with. For example, I can say, which app is more effective for learning? TikTok or YouTube? YouTube. I'm speaking their language now. They are on those apps. It is a matter that is that they want to talk about. So I'm not saying just take up any trendy thing. No. I mean, look for trendy things, interesting things, or things that interest them, that is relatable, that you can connect to the objective of your lesson. So while they are talking about whether TikTok is better than YouTube, they are thinking, they are expressing themselves. They will not remember they want to distract. Yes, they are thinking, they are working. You are getting what you want, but you are using their language. I can say, okay, we are doing adjectives. I want them to learn adjectives, description. I want them to compare. I can ask them, okay, especially if I've noticed that they love football, use adjectives to compare Messi and Ronaldo. Your class will catch fire. They will talk because they love. These are things that they sit down to talk about. Why not utilize it to your own advantage and their advantage as well? So instead of aimless talking, why not we bring it in and then align it? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So engage them through what matters to them. That's what I mean by speaking their language. Yes, instead of giving topics as boring as describe the marketplace, how about you tell them to describe their favorite influencer's lifestyle? You will see them active because those are things that they want to talk about. Okay, so that's what I mean by speaking their language. Now, you can also use the strategy of calling them into responsibility. Yes, call them into responsibility. Give them especially your EFU10. I hope you remember what EFU10 is. Do you remember what EFU10 is? What I mean by EFU10? The person who has influence, the person who has leadership. Yes, the person who has leadership in the class, the person who is likely to destabilize your class, who has the power to give those people leadership roles, give them responsibility, redirect that energy for positivity. So for example, you can have that group discussion where, okay, they are discussing Messi and Ronaldo. This person, the EF Hilton, if for example is a Ronaldo fan, give him the responsibility of collating the reasons that everybody gives. You are leading this group. Make sure everybody gives their contribution and write it down. Whatever they contribute, write it down. You are going to be the one to tell us about it. You are going to be the one to present it in class. You are redirecting the energy. You are redirecting it for positivity. You are making them like an ally. Do you understand that? All right. So never fight for power in public. Read the room, speak their language, call them into responsibility. Don't overcorrect. This one is very important. They are at that stage, their egos is very, very fragile. Don't overcorrect them. All right. If they did something, if they made a mistake, lovingly point it out and show them how to do it next time. You can't be screaming at them. You can't say you didn't get it right. What rubbish? No, you are going to discourage them. So please don't overcorrect. And if there are things you can overlook it. Pick your battles. Yeah, pick your battles. You don't want to fight everything. If there are tiny things, it doesn't disrupt the class. It doesn't overlook it. Okay, and overlook things that do not cause any serious level of distraction. Don't give attention. All right, don't give attention to the things that should not, that don't matter. All right, so don't think, how do I control this class? Rather, think, who is influencing the room, and how do I redirect that influence into structure? So you are using their influence for the class, not against the class. Normally, they would use it against the class to cause distraction, but now you are redirecting it and using it for the benefit of the class. All right, now to conclude, behavior management is not about controlling children, has never been. It is about designing environments where control becomes unnecessary. Once you put certain of these things that we have talked about in place, your class will control itself. You have very minimal correction to do when it comes to behavior. Yes, boredom will lead them to misbehave, but when they are engaged, they are active, no time. I'm telling you, there is no time for such. So the question is no longer, how do I manage behavior? The question is, who am I in this classroom? Do I have sufficient weight to command what I need? Because in the end, the most powerful behavior management tool is not what you do. It is who you are when you do it. All right, so that's the end of our lesson today. So let's quickly do a recap. We looked at strategy number 1, teacher presence. We look at strategy number 2, your setup for success. And then we looked at strategy number 3. Thank you, Ma. I see that. Yes, I see that. And then we look at strategy number 3, which is social intelligence when it comes to managing a rebellious class. So I'll give a hand over to our host now. So if you have questions, we can take a moment to look at those. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so very much. This is amazing. This is amazing, truly amazing. Thank you so very much, our amiable guest lecturer today. She's no other person than Mrs. Oladiti, Juliet E. Please, I think I should unmute everybody. I've allowed you to unmute yourselves now. So unmute yourselves, and I want you to speak. Talk, open your mic. Appreciate our guests. Please open your mic if you can. If you're in a place
Thank
where
you
you
very
can talk.
much. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, Mr. Oladiti. It was a great session. I appreciate.
Good evening,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Good evening, ma'am. Mr. Oladiti. Good evening, ma'am. And good evening, Mr. Victory. This is really, really impactful, I must say. And we are grateful to God and to you for organizing this wonderful class. And I just want to encourage everyone that everything we have learned tonight, we should try to put it to practice. It's not only left for us to listen and to attend the training, but to implement it as we resume back to work. Thank you once again, Ms. Oladiti, Juliet. We are grateful. And thank you, Mr. Victory, for organizing this. God bless you, sir and ma.
Thank you so much. Can we
Thank
have
you
our lead
so much.
consultant?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you
Our
so
lead
much, Mr.
consultant.
Victory. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for the efforts you put
Thank
into
you
all
so
of
much.
this. God
Thank
bless you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Oladiti. You did
Madam
so
Justina,
well.
thank you. I'm seeing
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you
You're a
so
great
much.
soul.
In a
Thank
while.
you.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Who else
Okay.
again is going? Okay, Pastor Gagasa. You want to just a word?
Need to really appreciate our organizer, Pastor Victory, or to equally appreciate our teacher, our guest lecturer. The lesson was so impressive, and I don't know, maybe it would be needful if we can get some of these materials so that in our various schools, we'll see how we can set up certain things and get it across to teachers so that some of these things they can have a wider application, not just for us personally who had participated tonight. Others also can benefit. Thank you
Yes. Thank
very
you
much.
very much. I
Thank
appreciate that. Thank you so
you.
much. Pastor Gaga is our fellow. Is in fact is a veteran on the chalkboard, over 3 decades on the chalkboard. So many of us may not know him. He's a veteran. He's been there. He has seen it all from end to end. It's a privilege to have him on board. To even see him here, you may not know him, but I'm telling you, he's a veteran. All through over 30 decades, 3 years, 3 decades, he has been there. So he's still coming to learn. That's to let you know the value of what we are doing here. We'll make every available materials, every materials available. Okay, let us quickly take Miss Pascaline. Then we'll start taking questions. Miss Pascaline, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say a very big thank you to the speaker for this wonderful lesson that she organized for us educators. And thank you, Mr. Victory, for this platform and for this grant that you used to bring educators together. It's so wonderful. Okay, I actually have a question. I wanted to ask a question to the speaker. Now, concerning what she spoke about, it's about implementation, and there are sometimes where these strategies are good, but there are some setbacks. Now, she talked about the teacher taking the slow learners along when the teacher is teaching, not just teaching a fast pace, thereby leaving the slow learners. Okay, my question is this. What about in a situation whereby you have a target, which means a scheme of work? You have to finish the scheme of work before the term runs out. And trying to take everybody along will make you not to meet that target, make you not to be able to meet that target within that time frame. So what do you do? And most probably in situation whereby you see that the ground knowledge or the foundation of the learners is poor, not majority but minority. So taking everybody along is going to drag you back. So what do you do at this situation? Thank you so much.
Okay, please, our guest lecturer, are you still there? Or should we take more questions so that you just answer once?
Yes, I think we should take the questions at once and
Okay.
so I'm just jotting down the questions.
Okay, please, any more questions? Put up your hands so that we'll not be rowdy. You can put up your hands, or if nobody's asking, I just ask the questions. Ask a question,
Okay.
open your mic and ask. Ask a question. Please, if you're not talking, you mute your mic so that we don't have rowdy answers. Olaniyi Oluremi, you want to ask a question? Your mic is open. Usoro Blessing, Elizabeth Yabani, Eunice, any question? GP, Jos, Madni Ajayi, Michael Achimbong. Okay, if there are no questions, so that we don't waste time, let's just quickly. Is somebody
Hello,
talking?
sir. Hello,
Okay.
good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Thank you.
I'm so sorry I joined very, very late.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yes, sir, but mine is not a question. I actually need the recorded version of the class.
Okay. We'll communicate that. I hope you're on the group chat.
Yes, I'm on the group, yes.
We'll communicate that on the group chat shortly.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Because of time, maybe you just respond to the question already asked so that we can quickly do a wrap up. We don't have much time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was such a smart question, by the way. Very interesting question. It's part of what I taught. If you look at the part where we talked about UDL and the Bloom's taxonomy, like I said, there was no much time. I didn't want to stay too much to elongate or expatiate on that. So I asked that we read it up if we can, if we can. Then to just answer the question straight on, you don't need any special time, or you don't need any special time to attend to your weak learners. Now, this is what you would attend to in your planning. That is, before you even come to the class, you plan for the various learners that you have. Now, what I mean is, for example, I took the topic, for example, now, while I was teaching. A noun is the name of any person. Any of them can answer that, right? But you have learners who can do more than that. Do you understand what I mean? You have learners who you can give the basic tasks, those ones who are just still coming up. And then you have those who can give the standard, like those who are the average. And then you have those who you can give challenge tasks, that is, those who are high performance. It is still the same topic we are dealing with. I'm not moving out of the topic. I am not going backward. Do you understand what I mean? I'm not moving out of that topic. I am not going back, but I am carrying everyone along in that topic at their level. When it comes to learners, I believe that both systems, I understand where you're coming from. Some systems don't understand this, but as an educator, your goal is to bring a child from stage A to B. Nobody is expecting you to bring a child from A to, impossible heights. You are not magicians, all right? We build on the known to the unknown, from the known to the unknown. So what you do with learners like that, you take them on the basics. Do you get that? You are not saying that those low performers must compete at the same level with the top performers. At their level, this is where they are. For instance, I love early year learners. I love nursery learners. It's like, this is where you can really see this very practical. You will see a class of, say, 30, let's say nursery 1 or pre-nursery 1. You will see that 10 learners out of those 30 can, say, write 1 to 100 by themselves. Another 10 can do 1 to 50. Another, let's say 5, can do 1 to 10. And there are some that cannot even write 1. They are yet to even master their pencil grip. Just what I'm trying to do. So what you do with those learners is not to move the learner who has not mastered pencil grip to 1 to 100. No, you move progressively aggressively. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So when you are dealing with learners like that, or the topic, if you are looking at maybe secondary classes or higher classes, you are not going out of your topic. All these things must be planned into your lesson before you enter the class. You already have set yourself. You already know what tasks you will give to learners at this level on this topic. There is no child who at least you will teach what a noun is, that probably you turn it into a song that might not sing. Do you understand what I'm saying? At this level, this topic, this level of questions, these slow learners can attend it. They have attended this topic, but not at the same level that the person who can tell me what a noun is, what a proper noun is, give me sentences of their own. Do you understand me? If it's not clear, please let me know so I can maybe expatiate.
Okay, I think.
Yes, I
Pastor
understand you
Colin,
clearly. I've gotten your explanation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Pascaline.
all right, thank you very much, Ms. Pascaline, and thank you, our guest lecturer, for that exposition. It's very interesting. Thank you, everybody. I really want to appreciate us all. You see, it's one thing to listen, it's another thing to do. It's important we live here with action plan. So quickly now, before we wrap up, what is your action plan? School resumes tomorrow in most part of Nigeria. Ghanaians, I think Ghanaians, they are doing their graduation now. They are going on vacation. They are ending their section this month. Yes, I know so. So Ghanaians are different calendar, but we are resuming third term tomorrow. So I certain this is strategic. What we'll do in the next 5 minutes, everyone put down 1-2 action plan, not take home. Action plan would be, as I live here now, from tomorrow, I'm going to change this, I'm going to put this, I'm going to replace this, I'm going to add this. Take action plan. After that, I'm going to make another announcement before we wrap it up. Please, action plan. Let's be specific. Let's be definite that we want to do this. I want to see why I want to put it on the chat box so that you commit yourself and then you will help others who don't know how to take action plan. I don't know if I make any point. If I do, put it in the chat box. What is your action plan? This term, I'm going to remove this from my own self. If it's your clothes, I'll make sure I iron my clothes before I go to work. I'll make sure I spray, I put up a good fragrance before I go to work. I'll make sure, just say something. Oh, my nails used to be very badly kept. I'm going to do that. My hair, I don't pay attention to it very well. Just tell me one action plan. Please do not leave this meeting now. I want to see action plans. Write something in the chat box. It's important. Good. Redirecting all wrong energies. Redirecting all wrong energies. Thank you very much. That is, and you're going to prepare instructional materials before class. Boom. So that you organize yourself. Thank you very much, Ms. Pascaline. I love these action plans. We want to see action plans so that other people will learn. Others will learn how to develop action plan. It's not just to come, oh, we had a very nice time. What is going to change in you? Yes, Mr. Michael, this term action plan is positive reinforcement strategy on classroom behavior. Good. Action plan. What is going to change? What are we going to see different? What have you not been doing that you want to start doing now? Yes, I want to see more of it, please. Drop your action plan, everyone. We are all involved in classroom work. Drop your action plan. While you are dropping that, a quick announcement. Many schools are not represented here. Many teachers are not here. Maybe in a school, maybe only 1 or 2 persons are here. This is not too nice. Like our pastor just noted, our fellow, he noted that we are, there are many things we need to take this down to the next, to our other teachers who are not here. So because of that, we are making this training not just this training. We want to know. We want to be able to help your school. So if you want this caliber of trainers to come physically to your school or virtually for your teachers, we will tailor solve a particular problem for your teachers. GTA will be more than happy to come and help intervene in your school. Not just coming, I'm not saying coming to do conference, no. If you have a particular problem, so in our school, this problem, classroom management is there. We can talk to our guest lecturer. She's more than happy to come to your school, either physical or virtual, put your staff together. You will be able to do that to intervene in your school. So please feel free to get across to us. If you have not joined any of our groups, we have our groups. The main general group for now, I will share the link on the group chat. Please go there now, click on the link so that you can join the group, because many people have not joined the group. Many people they just join maybe from Facebook, from Twitter. Somebody send them the Zoom link and they join. So the WhatsApp link is there. Click on that WhatsApp link and join the group so that you can be able to get updates. From the group, you can reach out to any of us, any of the admins on the group, so that you can be able to connect with us. Thank you, Ajayi, for that action plan you are putting up. Thank you, Galaxy Note 8, for that action plan you are putting up. Please, it's important that you prepare before going to class. My hopes is that this term is going to be different. This is my hopes. This is my sincere prayers and wish to God that by the time we are wrapping up this term, we'll be able to look back to today's training and say, thank God I attended this training. Finally, before I release us now, I need us to go to the group chat.